Welcome to lunch at the Circle TV. I'm Perry Carlson. I'm here with Mark Timmerman from Belgium.
Yes.
Yes. Mark is a partner in Axiom Consulting Partners. That's right.
That's correct.
Yes. And you're an expert in talent management. Let me start with a stupid question, or maybe silly. What's the difference between talent management and human resources?
What's the difference? I think talent management originated inside human resources as companies wanted to really focus more on developing people who had potential. They wanted to know who could be the leaders of the future.
Yeah.
So they, within the total group of people working in an organization, they wanted to detect talent. In the meantime, it's been evolving, like what I think is also that talent management basically is a kind of new way of doing human resources for everyone in the organization, not only for a small elite club, but also really focusing on, okay, what do you need, what do you expect, how can we develop you, how can we improve the engagement of people, the loyalty of people. As talent becomes more and more scarce, the value of working on talent management increases in organizations, and so it's taking more and more activities over which used to belong to what we called human resources.
So if we look back a bit historically, over the last, say, decade or 15 years or so, what are the major changes you have seen which have made this a more important thing for companies to think of?
I think the most obvious change and the biggest one is the whole demographical evolution. So the fact that, for instance, in France already in 2006, more people went on retirement than new people come on the labor force. Certainly a shortage on knowledge workers and leaders or potential leaders is certainly something that is causing quite a lot of distress. I must say that in the years 2005, 2007, there was not a lot of attention given to the fact, even to when it was already fully predictable. More people going on retirement, not enough people coming on the labor force, etc.
So it's becoming more and more of a scarce resource.
It's a scarce resource, and we didn't fully utilize all the resources we have. We underutilized women in leadership groups. We underutilized people who are, let's say, older than 50, 55 years old. They have a lot of knowledge, a lot of expertise. Still, many European and larger international groups thought that, if you want to cut down costs, then cut down the elder population inside your group, but also cutting down on expertise, on knowledge, on all kinds of leadership skills also that should be normally transferred to the younger population. So that's also one of the biggest factors that had an impact. A second big impact factor I see is certainly also that complexity is growing. Complexity is growing for talent managers or HR directors, equally as much for leaders inside organizations. Why is it growing? Because we are no longer a group of people that have to be treated in the same way.
Right.
We are now, our organizations are now a conglomerate of individuals. They want individual reward packages, they want individual guidance, they want an individual development plan, they want individual mentoring, they want individual career perspectives, go on. So the impact of marketing on the way individuals now behave and think and want to be treated by an organization is shifting. And of course, if you have to lead a group of 5,000 people all in the same way, or you have to lead a group of 5,000 individuals, that increases complexity enormously.
Now, you have just recently written an article which hasn't yet been published, I think.
No.
But it deals with the 5 main challenges of talent management. So which are the 5 main challenges that you see in this area?
Well, the fact first that we have to think in a global way. So we will have to be able be way more flexible in looking at talent, moving talent around, and really working with global talent portfolios. One of the second biggest challenges we face is the growing factor of individualism inside organizations, and that we have to, in fact, resulting from that, it will tend to move to a kind of mass customization.
Right.
Mass customization, trying to offer many different things to different groups of individuals.
So mass customization of how you deal with people within the organization.
Yes.
Okay.
Another thing is that based on the same thing, we have to be many different things to many different individuals that have not joined the organization yet. So instead of having one corporate employer brand saying we are organization XYZ and we need people who are like this, it's something from the past. So we can't expect people to behave like human resources or like machines or like clones. We want to attract different kinds of individuals which we need in the organization at different levels, different roles, and so on. We need experts, we need future leaders, we need strong performers, we need men, we need women, we need people with an international background, different cultural background. They require other things, and we need to become attractive to many of these.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest elements I've been telling these last few years, which is also written down in the article, is that HR needs to start thinking like marketing. So by segmenting your audience, your talent, and also future talent that still has to join your organization, you will be way more in the possibility to be attractive to them personally without having to think in individual terms.
Okay. Can we say where this article will be published?
This article will be published in October in a magazine called Workspan.
Okay.
And Workspan belongs to the group which is called World at Work, which is the largest HR community group in the United States.
Right. Okay. Now, you must also say a few words about your company. What you do, what your company does.
Well, Axiom Consulting Partners, in fact, combines the human aspect of people in organizations, leaders in organizations, but adds to that also that we work on organizational teams like organizational design, organizational structures, and also on aligning strategy, articulating the strategy, and then aligning the leaders behind the strategy, and then also looking at the impact it has on everyone on the organization. So you could call us a management consulting company with a strong people dimension and leadership dimension.
And you work with what kind of clients?
We work with companies like Total, AXA, Nike, Volvo, large groups on the one hand. We also work with mid-sized companies and even with semi-public organizations. But I think the common factor is that they have some kind of complexity to face. So either it's because they're very large, or it's also because they find they're smaller maybe, but the leadership team is not aligned and they're all going their own way. And even small organizations who just don't have the resources to get proper advice day in, day out on talent management. So where we then act like a counselor to the CEO or to the head of the organization. Okay.
Well, Mark Timmerman, thank you very much for being with us today. We'll soon have lunch and talk a bit more about this. And thank you for watching Lunch at Circle TV. I'm Perry Carlson.